Is anyone out there?
Another salesperson enduring the endless search. Exhausting. If you want to get right to the right conversations, you need LinkedIn Sales Navigator. Whether you're looking for new leads or strengthening existing relationships at your top accounts, get right to the right conversations with LinkedIn Sales Navigator. Try LinkedIn Sales Navigator now with a free 60-day trial at linkedin.com/trial. That's linkedin.com/trial.
Terms and conditions apply!
Welcome back, folks. This is episode 63. We're going to talk about how the employee handbook impacts us as an employee and some good takeaways for it. But before we get into it, what's up, Walt?
Nothing much, man. It's another day. It's already April. Time's
I
flying.
know. Word.
Good. About you, man?
But yeah, no, man, I'm good. Yeah, man, I'm good.
Good, bro.
Nothing-
Good to hear.
I'm just thinking about sports. I'm like, oh man, baseball, can't always watch the games. They play too many times. And then it's like between football season. That's the feeling I get. It's not football season, so
Watch UFL.
all
foot-
UFL
basketball.
started. I gotta check UFL out. I like basketball, but the games and this.
Basketball's
I don't know.
almost over in a little bit.
Is it? See, okay.
Like
Yep.
playoffs are going to start here pretty soon.
Playoffs is when last time I was into basketball, Latrell Sprewell was playing on the Knicks. So
Yeah.
dating myself like a mofo. And they were in the playoffs and it was exciting. It was
Yeah.
like, it was like, what?
And they were constantly in the playoffs.
Yeah,
The Knicks,
Yeah.
man.
that was fun. That was a fun time. Final Four. No, not the final. The championship game is tonight, right? It's on now.
Just came over right now.
Oh, nice. Okay. I couldn't believe Duke got beat up.
In the last couple of seconds, too, man.
It's crazy.
It's March Madness for you, though.
Yeah, basically. Yep. So all right, let's get into what you got.
Man, so I have a quick article. I wanted to just start off light because it's not that a handbook is a heavy topic, but just wanted to like talk about some workplace drama. You know?
Ooh.
I'm not going to go through them all. There's 13 different examples. I'm just going to read a few. There's one where someone, I guess it's an ergonomic chair. I don't know what those are. but
Okay.
I guess it's a fancy chair and like
It's
she had,
form fitting. It's probably like form fitting on the body.
yeah. So this person bought one and a coworker wanted it so badly that she stole hers while she went to the bathroom.
Oh my
And then
gosh.
she put her old one under her desk and her expression was completely neutral. And that she said that when she pointed it out to her, she claimed it came with her job title.
That's
but look,
hilarious.
But look, I've been in places, unfortunately, where they order new chairs and they're like vultures, man. They're like,
For sure.
They like you can go to the bathroom and you come back, like and somebody has taken your
No,
chair
that's
for real.
crazy. That's crazy.
No,
I believe
I've
you.
seen
I
it
believe you.
happen,
I'm just
bro.
saying that's nuts. That's nuts.
Yeah,
People
man. Then
crazy,
another one
man.
is, and then someone was washing someone else's coffee cup every morning at the office, and then like she caught the intern washing her cup because the intern felt that the person leaving the mug on their desk, like I guess with the coffee residue in it, was unprofessional, and so she was like, "I'm gonna wash it every day. They leave it there." So yeah, I'm just like, touch anybody else, but.
Yeah, especially if they leave it on their
Yeah.
desk. You may not like it, but
Mm-hmm.
it's a little intrusive.
And then the last one I have is that somebody was leaving another coworker anonymous tips about their performance, their outfits, and like how their ward choices. And so they found out who exactly who it was. It was a coworker that was sitting next to them. And she said, "I thought you would appreciate the proactive feedback." You got something to say to my face? Don't throw a rock and hide your hand.
Or
Don't
Say it
throw a rock and
loud.
hide your hand.
don't throw a rock and hide your hand. I love it. Oh God.
Yeah, man.
Oh,
What about you? What you got now?
What do I got? I tell you, I had to get off of my links. That's not it. Duh. Oh, how did that get there? Where's my? Oh man. Let me try to think. Oh, so I went a couple of different places, but I ended up with like top 5 side hustles. I went top 5 businesses to start, like under $1,000.
Nice.
Yeah. Now I'm just gonna give you the top 5 side hustles that I found. Let me see if they were the same ones.
One Feet Finder.
Bro, you are crazy. Yeah, boom, news. That's why. Here it is. Boom. Okay, so this is on Forbes, and it's 5 side hustles that you can start now that pays up to $97 a day in 2025. Is that good though? I did the math, and what I don't like about the article before I get into it is that it doesn't specify that you can scale these numbers or how. It just says $97 a day. 97.
So these are side hustles? Yeah,
And I guess that's where I was like, okay, wait a minute. It's a side hustle. It's assuming you already have a full day. You're doing this in addition to.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
fine, but okay, fine. That's fine. Because I guess where I got caught up, it was like coming from an angle of what if I want to make my side hustle my full hustle? How does it scale?
Okay. Yeah.
A lot of folks some folks don't want just a side hustle. They want to transition away and just do their own thing. So I guess that's where I got caught up. So
Okay.
it's fair catch, and I guess you could scale it if you multiply how many people you're doing this for. So anywho, top 5 things that you can make up to $100 a day, let's call it. Why they went with 97, who knows? One is applications and registrations. If you are good at filling out documentation and you know I guess a great example is if you already went through a process and then you help other people do it because you know what they're going to kick back and say, oh no, they don't like it like this. You got to do this and da. So something like that. And if you're really good at crossing T's and dotting I's, that might be something you can offer. Another one is project management, believe it or not, which apparently projects that 25 million project managers will be needed by the year 2030. And at the same point, freelancers are increasing, with more than half of U.S. workforce expected to be a freelance by 2027. So anywho, that didn't even click in, but that's one, project management. The third one is interview prep coaching, which is pretty cool. Yeah, believe it or not, some folks just don't do good on interviews, and there's probably some space there. You can thought about your cousin immediately, that we had on the show, because she did this or does this business planning. That was number 4, and then number 5 was pitch deck creation. Yeah, and so those were the top 5. There are many more things. This is definitely what's interesting is that you can see that it's all computer driven, right?
Yeah.
I had also did what businesses you can start, top 5 or top 10 you can do under $1,000, and they were mostly service driven, like landscaping, car washing. Some of them you already had to be an expert at it, so it was like accounting service, so you got to be an expert accountant already, right? I forget. like IT help desk, which implies you need to be an IT professional already and have some experience there. Things like that. I just thought it would be interesting, especially now in the climate that we're in. Today's April 7, 2025.
The Use Case podcast is where technology vendors get to talk about themselves. And it's a wonderful place for vendors, investors, and practitioners to listen to the story of the solution, the features, the benefits, the attributes, etc. And we get to know the CEO or founder during the call, and we also get to know the tech. So subscribe to the Use Case podcast.
And because like when I always start my research with employees and I look at news articles from that keyword, because that's what we're talking to. We're talking to employees on this show. So I'm like, all right, what's going on? And I didn't like the fact that the top few articles were all about layoffs still.
Yeah.
Unfortunately. Exactly. So I was like, how do we offset that? So top 5 business hustles, top 10 businesses you can start under $1,000. They did say last year, what's interesting is that last year, what's up?
And look, man, some other ways that you can save money, and if you have the available space or whatever, grow your own veggies.
Oh, man. Forget about it.
Like, you don't need a big garden, just like little veggies that you and your family love and growers usually
the
eating.
things you usually eat. Yeah.
You just grow a
or
couple of them
like the
right there.
herbs that you use.
Or-
Freaking
Yes.
herbs are expensive as heck. You
Yes.
go
You
buy a
save
little
up
thing
some
of
money.
basil, fresh basil,
Yes,
like
bro.
$5 for something that
Yes,
you're gonna use
bro.
a piece of, and the rest is gonna go bad.
Yep.
You
Do
got to
it.
make a pesto out of it immediately.
Yes.
For real. And I never do. I always tell my mom, and I'm like, yeah, I want to do it. I want to do it. I don't ever do it.
Dare it.
Stupid. But yeah, you're right. Wifey wants to do that. She wants to do like in-house type, get it going, practice, start doing, and especially, oh my God, forget about it. So many other reasons.
You sexy like that, bro.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly right. And I started to think about that too. Oh, what about savings? And we talk about this stuff all the time. There's a lot of way to save money. And I said, you know what? Hey, maybe people don't want to save money. They want to make some more money, and this is it. But yeah, that was it.
Mm.
That is all I had.
Sometimes you gotta hold it. Sometimes you gotta take care of the small things before you get large things.
Yes, you gotta. And I did. That's one of the things I did take from church. Not that I'm against church, but I just haven't been in a while. And when I was going consistently, one of the little nuggets that I kept was like, you don't deserve the lot if you can't be faithful in the little.
Yep.
And I try to be faithful, like try to live by that.
Steward, yeah.
Yeah, good steward. Exactly. I like that. Thank you. Yeah. So let's pay some bills. Speaking of being a good steward of our finances.
Yes, sir.
Are you looking for, or more importantly, do you have trouble with your time and attendance? Do you feel like your paycheck is off because you punch in and punch out? You're always having issues with and your manager, hey, did you fix this punch? The system's always glitching and all these annoyances. If you are, please send Time Track Go to your HR, your payroll department, and let your leaders know that Time Track Go is the solution. Time Track Go can turn an ordinary tablet into a state-of-the-art time clock in just minutes, okay? It has a mobile app. It has a web portal. So both you as an employee and your team, your payroll, your HR, they can have a good access to this anywhere in the world. And it gets even better because Time Track Go also automates the PTO and simplifies time off requests. So you want to request vacation if you're eligible and you want to see your balances, you can request and managers can easily do it. And so both you and your team and your payroll team and the HR team, everybody's happy and they want to give everybody raises. Stop wasting time with the outdated systems.
Yeah, man. So well said, sir. Time Track Go has a special offer for It's About Your Paycheck listeners.
Yes.
So right now,
see, and you can save money.
Yeah, they're offering an additional 50% off your first 2 months. So I guarantee you, if you go to somebody in the C-suite, you tell them that, they're like, what? I can say for what? Just head over to, and just have them head over to www.timetrackgo.com/IAP. That's www.timetrackgo.com/IAP. And get your 14-day free trial started today and claim this offer. Let's go.
Let's go.
All right,
man. So we're talking about employee handbook today. How the employee handbook impacts us. And we know you're like, what? I ain't reading that thing. Nobody reads that thing. And Walt's even found the statistics. We just went over some new statistics that no Gen Zs, millennials read it just a little less than Gen X. And that it was differed by the generations, but basically around about only 40-50% of us
43%
millennials have read it. Did I get that right?
No, have not read it.
Have not read it. See, I keep messing up. Sorry. Anywho. And we're going to really just talk about some things like why you should read it as an employee. Mm-hmm. I know. And the way I've said it before, and I saw it in a movie. I saw it in a sports movie because if you listen to the show at all, we talk sports sometimes. I saw it in a movie. I think it was, I got to remember the name. Was it Kevin Costner when he did the recruiting? I think it was in that one.
Any Given Sunday?
Nope. Nope. I got to figure it out. But anywho, it was Kevin Costner. He's a general manager on the football team, and they're doing a draft. Oh, it might be draft day.
Draft day.
Kevin Costner. There you go. And in the movie, just a random scene, but I thought it was so applicable to the employee handbook. Every playbook they sent out to prospective athletes, they put $100 at the back of the playbook.
Sergeant and Mr. Smith, you're gonna love this house.
Bunk beds in a closet?
There's no field manual for finding the right home. But when you do, USAA Homeowners Insurance can help protect it the right way. Restrictions apply.
And there was only, as Kevin Costner was asking about athletes and prospective draft picks, one of the scouters was like, oh, and by the way, he was the only one that found the $100 at the back of the playbook and offered it back, right? Because what they found was that it was a good judge of character, because you either didn't read the playbook and you don't know that there was $100 there, or you flipped through and found it, but you still didn't read the playbook. $100 is gone, and you didn't say anything about it.
Yeah.
It is a really interesting judge. And so I thought that was really, so imagine, and not imagine, the employee handbook definitely has an imaginary $100, a digital electronic $100 in there, because it could cost you money either way. That $100 could go either way. It could cost you $100 or you can make $100. Go ahead.
I guarantee you, if some companies started doing that and started to incentivize the handbook, hey, we'll give you $50 if you read the handbook.
You know how expensive that would be? $5, I think, would incentivize a lot. $10 would probably incentivize. Yep, would incentivize a lot of people. But what I'm saying is, reading it could gain you that $100. Not reading it could cost you the $100. And a big call out is, it's a classic one. For a holiday pay, sometimes you got to work before and after the holiday to get the holiday.
Yep.
If you call out before or after the holiday, it costs you that holiday pay or that premium. So right there, boom, that could cost you the $100, right? That's the first thing I think of, and I thought it's a great analogy and a way to look at it. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Another reason why employees need to read the employee handbook is because HR and payroll are going to use it against you. Okay. You're going to call in one day and complain about something, and they're going to say, pump your brakes. You signed to this on this day, on that thing. It's in the handbook. You should know better. You signed to it because we have proof. Or they're strict organization, and they're like, on the first day, you got that handbook and you should have read it. We mandated and blah, blah, blah. Well, that's why you should be armed. You should know the things. Like, at least refer to it before you ask the question. Go to your handbook and wait a minute, let me look in here and see what the answer. You can still call in and make your case, but at least you'll know already, and it might help how you frame your conversation. And again, you probably signed it and you didn't realize it. So that's another reason, right? It always happens when you get the job in the beginning, especially now. It's a new job. If you've been there for a long time, that might be a very different story, and that's probably a case for HR to get everybody to re-acknowledge it all, the new rules. But and that's what happens for the new folks. You get hired, you come on board, you're signing away because you're so happy you got a new job, and you're like, whatever, and you're just signing everything. And it's digital. So you didn't read the 100-page handbook that you just digitally signed off on. We get it. But we do expect you to go and live by it, because it does dictate some of the rules and regulations, some of the policies, procedures that we follow. You also may get the vision of the company culture. I say it that way because it's not guaranteed that you're going to learn company culture from the handbook. And you shouldn't. It's culture. Culture is something you should be living, not just reading from the handbook, although it could, again, the vision of the culture could come through. And when something goes wrong is another reason. If something goes wrong, what if you do get caught watching the game on your computer and, you know, your boss is being a stickler, or you shouldn't be logged into anything other, you're streaming, that's blah, 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 I'm writing you up. Like, what? Whoa, hold on.
You took a nap at your desk.
I've seen people like that fall, and you'd be like, oh my God. Matter of fact, we had this long time ago, I had this young kid that came on, And he was like, she was 22, 23 years old. It was like Friday night or Friday morning, hung out all night, Thursday night. Because we're in New York, bro. New York is every night of the week. Like there's no such thing as one party night. Like it was every night was a different party. What happened?
South Florida.
Yeah. Oh yeah. South Florida, Miami, of course. Yeah, exactly. So my boss saw him. He was like he's like, hey, yo, go ahead, go home, man.
Let's go home. Yes.
Yeah, he was very sympathetic. He knew he was like it was like his first job out of college.
Won't play that though.
No, for sure. Look, he got lucky, man. He got lucky in that situation. But he's smart too. They knew he was a smart, real smart dude.
Yeah.
And then you also want to know, my last thing is you also want to know the difference between policy and practice. Okay. You want to, because some could be happening. You could be getting a privilege all along. Then a change of the guard happens.
Mm-hmm.
And now, wait, you got a new payroll person and they're not doing it the same way.
I have a perfect example of that. I was in a situation where I started to get bonuses. It was just a practice that they were giving to certain people. Now, certain other people had it contractually as a part of their offer letter, right? When another group came on, they were like, why are we giving all these other people bonuses when they didn't sign anything for it? And so as an example of it, it was something that was in practice and it was to my benefit and other people's benefit.
Yep.
But then the people came in and said, we need to stop doing this because you're for the money.
Yep. Yes. Yeah. It happens. It happens all the time. And that's something that had you fought or someone fought about it, it's not policy. It wasn't written. It's just a practice. So in practice, that was stopped. In policies, this is not gospel. Just because it's in the handbook, it's going to help you. But those things change all the time. Believe me, they may have that granting you someone one thing. They might be like, you know what? That's the last time we do that. Let's update the policy right now. So they also change. And if we're in a digital environment, that you could be signing off on these changes all the time, and you don't even know. Because you just don't read. People click the screen, don't read the screen, and click OK. Okay. Mm-hmm. Whoa, wait a minute. What did that just say? I don't know. You know what I mean?
Gotta hire lawyers. Gotta hire a lawyer to read your employee handbook.
Yes. No, come on. As employees, and look, if you do, then that's a whole nother. You should actually get the lawyer and be like, yo,
read my employee handbook.
That's not a bad idea. You should do that and give you, hey, what do I need to know about this? Run it through and tell me the key thing. That's actually a really good idea, folks. If the free version don't do it, the paid version definitely will. Also, they have DeepSeek. I still haven't tried out DeepSeek yet. And there was another one that I wrote down that I can't remember right now. Yeah, a Claude, Anthropic, all these things. Like, there's a lot of value in the AI, folks, and that's a really good call out, though. Because then you don't have to read it, so to speak. You can say, hey, if you prompt the AI, tell me all the things that will benefit me or could harm me from this. As an employee, both things. Point, boom. That's just an idea of a prompt. And then, so that's, look, shoot. Thank you for that. And as we pass it off to Walt.
Look, I just have a couple of important things to consider and how the employee handbook may impact you as an employee, right? So it should give you clear compensation policies, right? It should outline those bonuses, overtime rules. If you're in an industry or a position that you work different shifts and there's different pay for those shifts, it should clearly define those things, right, for you, right? It'll give you an example and break down your payroll schedules and methods, right? So you may work for a company that has multiple pay groups or pay frequencies. You know, some get paid weekly, some get paid bi-weekly, some get paid semi-monthly, depending on how your company is, right? Mm-hmm. All those things could be broken down for you. So you know when to submit your changes. Hey, say I want to change my direct deposit. So and if it's the next payroll, the one after that, it can give you a breakdown about due dates and when you can do that. The handbooks can also explain to you about your employee benefits and how to use them. Not just those PTO benefits, stuff like that, but like other benefits like the employee discount program that employee wellness program, right? Yep. Those different things may be broken down there for you. It should break down like fairness and equal treatment in the handbook about what can be tolerated, what should not be tolerated in the workplace as well. All that might be broken down in the handbook as well. Any legal protections and compliance will be in there for you. And there may be some sections about like job satisfaction and productivity in there as well, right? So it's more than just a set of rules. It's a tool that can directly impact your paycheck and mental game as well, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
educate yourself on it. Educate yourself. It'll help you understand your pay, your compensation, your benefits, your payroll schedule, and the policies. Holidays, yes.
PTO, sick,
Bereavement.
gibber, yes.
All
All
different
these
things.
little things. Yep. And again, I promise you, there's $100 in there. Whether it hurts you, is either gonna give it to you or take it away. If you don't know, it could take it away. It could say it could. Yeah. Look, I'm just speculating now, but it could be like, hey, if you do work X amount of days in a week or in a month, you may get eligible for this or eligible for. You never know. You never know. Look, especially now with ChatGPT, everything's digital, which is a great call out, Walt, and just run it through and ask it some questions like, what do I need to know? What's good? What's bad?
Yeah. You don't have to hire a lawyer. You just put it in there and just run it through and set it up for you. Create, like Brian said in the other show, create yourself a cheat sheet.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. A little cheat. Yeah, that applies too for the employee. I said it for the payroll professional, but you're right. Ooh. It applies for the employee as well. Yeah. And now you can use AI to run through it. Hit AI, make me a little reference, especially if it's long. You know what I mean?
Now, if you do have a lawyer accessible to you, and that's willing to,
heck yeah,
would you suggest that they have them read over that plan?
If you could do it for free, or for free, or if you want to make the expense and you can afford it, then yeah, because you never know, right? You never know what's gleaned from it.
Absolutely.
And again, just be careful type things, or they could come back and say, oh, you know what, this is not even right. Like, they can't even say this. They could be out of compliance by some of the things that are in the handbook. I'm assuming an extreme case. I'm not saying any ones that I've read of like that, but I'm saying it could be. Believe it, because when people make handbooks, it ranges from they did it in a template 20 years ago and they haven't changed it since. Word up.
Nah, I remember back in the day, the HR folks that were having to do it used to have the print out everything, the handbooks, the whole puncher, and just create everything. A bunch of different handbooks and manuals.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Or even just having to, you got the main copy. All right, great. Now let's take it to FedEx Kinko's and let's go to this type of place. And they make Minuteman Press used to be big in New York. Yeah, and they have to make you copies or whatever, or you do whatever the case may be. Vista print to make you getting boxes of stuff. Like, man, you crazy? You just say email now.
Yeah, make sure you collate those pages.
You collate that. Don't mess it up, front and back. Don't mess it up. Come on. So look, I know it's a boring thing, clearly, because the numbers say that as employees, we don't read the handbook, but there's value in it. There's definitely value in it. And if you have an AI, thanks, Will, because that's it right there. That's the go-to. Use AI to break it down for you.
Yep. All right, man. I got two questions for you.
Oh, wow. That's what you got.
So number one's going to be easy. Have you signed every handbook in your career?
Finding a great career has always been a challenge. But today, with the massive changes underway in just about every sector of the economy, in just about every country in the world, finding a great new career is even more challenging. And if you're a student, recent graduate, or someone else early in their career, it's even harder for you because you just don't have the experience that those who might be 10, 20, 30 years older than you have. The answer? The podcast. From dorms to desks. A podcast by College Recruiter job search site, where every week we take a deep dive into a topic specifically of interest to candidates who are early in their careers and looking for a great part-time, seasonal, internship, or other entry-level job.
I don't think so, no, because some of those paper ones that we used to get because we old, no, yeah, and then only more so in the digital world where you digitally sign off on it, not really like a signature.
I work for a place that they basically printed out the last page of the handbook for everybody.
Yes.
They just had everybody sign it. You put it there,
folks, you know what? I'm glad you said that. You dropping gems today. don't do that, folks. Don't be like, what? No, I'm not doing that. I need to read it
Don't
first.
accept that. Yes.
Yeah, if they make you do that, means the handbook has some stuff in there that is more beneficial to the employer than it is to you, and they need that to be able to execute on things. So yeah, don't do that. Don't do the digital equivalent of. Also, what if they send you, right? They just say, hey, sign off on this digitally. Wait a minute, where's the rest of it? Oh, that's on the share drive and blah blah. But just sign
You're just
this part.
acknowledging. Yeah, we don't have to worry about it. You read it on your own time.
Nah, I'll acknowledge it when I actually read it. I'm good. Especially if they mandate it. If they mandate it, folks, it's for a reason, and you need to understand. You definitely need to know. Yeah.
Question number 2. Are employee handbooks legally binding?
I don't know. Did you look it up?
I did. But what do you think?
What do I think? Honestly, I'm going to say it depends.
That's a perfect answer. So look, it says, generally speaking, that an employee handbook is not a legally binding contract unless it explicitly states that it is, right?
Oh, wow.
But there's a caveat. It says that, however, certain statements in the handbook can be interpreted as contractual promises if they are specific enough and imply mutual obligations between the employer and the employee.
Wow.
So it depends.
It depends.
That's why the verbiage matters, because like to your point, there could be $100 in there because that or more you miss out on because you didn't read something, because they imply something. And I've seen that happen in my career where something wasn't implied in the handbook.
Yes.
Well, it was like, technically, doesn't that imply this? And they ended up getting some money. And they immediately changed that handbook.
Yeah, heck, change this immediately. Shut it down. Yeah, I heard that. No doubt, man. Good stuff, bro.
To the next time.
Folks. Yeah, to the next time. We love you. Peace.
Peace.